Okay, so we're recording now. I might go over the other stuff I just went over there with your folks at the end again, and then anyone who missed that can catch up on it here. So let's go share the screen here. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go back over what I just did with you just for a minute or two here. So this was trapped in kind of a consolidation period right here. And since our last meeting, it's done this. The downstroke I just drew right here, it's come down in price since we last met. And you can actually see that on the 2-hour chart here, it's actually fully closed below our support here. Okay, so what does that mean? It means this is a clue that there's something bad going on here. And we now need the daily candle to close below support. And that one does not officially end until 8 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, so let's go check out the daily chart now. And on top of that, we have stock futures already going down after already having a horrible week or two. That's pretty bad. Okay, I'm not saying that because I want it to go down. This is just bad. Okay, this is not what you want to see if you are a short-term trader right now and you have a new position. So let's go dive further into this. Why are cryptos showing weakness? Because of this, because stock futures dipped, and a few other reasons on a macro view. But right now, today, this is why cryptos dipped harshly right now. So let's go to where are we going here? There's the market. Let's go to the daily. So this is the daily chart. Okay, so you can see that kind of same level showing here. And I'll just go like this here. I just want to try and see. Yeah, it's kind of coming off of here. See back here, how there's kind of an area? That's basically where we just touched. If you see that line I just drew, that's not an accident. There's other computer algorithms and people that are watching the same stuff I'm watching. And this happens all the time. Look how this one took support off of my line. Look how this one took support off of my line. It doesn't mean I can predict it will necessarily stop here, but you can begin to understand the behavior of the chart better. I like to compare it to if you were babysitting a child. The more experience you have, the more you know what they might mean when they're crying or doing something. It's kind of like that with the charts. You get to know it. You get to know the characteristics and the movements of it, and it helps you to build your confidence. So this right here is technically still being supported. Okay, this is not, we want to see it down here. Okay, we want to really see it down here. Now we've achieved the first goal of, at the moment right now, it looks like this could end up, going and closing below that first line. But I want to see it below both of these. And what's going to trigger that? The market opening down tomorrow in a meaningful way. So that's what we basically need to see here. So this market chart, if this goes down and enters this territory, you know what? I should explain something. I'm sorry. This is not a live candle. Okay. I was referring to it as if we were looking at Bitcoin here. This is Friday. Okay. So that's Friday. But we just know the market futures dipped. Okay. A red candle means it closed here. That's where the market closed Friday. So, I mean, I can't predict the future, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see a movement like this or bigger tomorrow. Okay. We're going to see something because market futures are already down. So how much are market futures down? Let's go check it out. Okay, pre-market. So see, it's not much. It's not much yet, because if it was too much, I mean, there'd have to be some bigger, crazier news, first of all, and then there'd be a gap on the chart. So when people are selling off the market, they don't want to create gaps typically. It's going to be some kind of pre-market news like, Joe Biden resigned or something crazy happens and the market gaps down or something. And, that's not the case here. This is 84 points. Okay, that's nothing. The S&P is only down 6.75. But let's go here. The sentiment's bad. Okay, this went all over the headlines. That's a scary headline. There's going to be people that are going to react to that have benefited from this massive rally in the market, and they're going to take a little bit of extra profit, I think. I personally do believe that. So if you look at it from this perspective here, I mean, what was it down there? 8 points. 8 points is nothing. It's probably like right here, but it's probably just going to, come down tomorrow in some fashion. So, even over here, if you look at this drop here, just as an example, okay, so it closed here right? And the next day it opened right there. That's not that bad, but look what it did, okay? And it does that because, you know, there's not a bunch of gaps on the chart. This is just a straight drop, okay? So some of this might be confusing. Some folks in here took the course with me. You're going to get more out of it if you know that terminology. But, you know, this thing's not, I'm not going to expect it to look like this and have a big gap, okay? That's not what I'm expecting. Now, that could happen if it changes overnight, if something happens. But I think we're going to see something like this. I don't know if it'll be that big, but I think we're going to see something like that. And if that happens, which I, you know, again, that's a pretty scary headline right there. People will probably react to it. Here's the fear versus greed index. People are already scared. Look at that. People are already super scared. 34 is low. It's been lower, but people are already scared. Now, that doesn't mean everything, right? You can't just rely on the fear and greed index, but we have a fresh headline that's bearish. This chart sucks right now. It's absolutely dropping. It's making lower lows over and over. It's terrible. And stimulus just ran out, right? I mean, COVID cases are going up. Things are happening. This is just, you know, it is what it is, right? So right now, this candle is below all of this. You know, that's not good. That's usually when a further move down will happen. Now, I want to point something out here. Up until now, okay, so these are the famous September 2020 double dip that we had, and it formed a big W pattern. Okay, this is 2020 over here. That's a great zero I just drew. So, you know, now we're in 2021. From here forward, right? From here forward, we're in 2021 now. So, you know, when we're looking at this, we have not had a dip of this magnitude since 2020, right? This is the last time the market actually dropped. Now, what do I mean by that? Because it's like, you know, Mike, it already dropped 1 million times here. It did, but not like this, not like that, okay? These drops mean literally nothing to me. That literally means nothing. This means something, okay? It's not the end of the world, but these other dips, they don't mean that much to the market, to the market and in terms of my view of the market long term. But what I'm seeing is this, okay? We've gone up from here to here in a straight line without this. That just can't sustain itself forever. And why did we go up that much? Vaccine, right? Extreme optimism on creating the vaccine, extreme optimism on administering the vaccine, money printing, okay? All of that money printing is gone. People are less sure about the vaccine. And now Pfizer's not giving out booster shots. This is going to be a mess right now, in my opinion, in terms of, regardless of your opinion on any of it, the financial markets are going to react to whatever happens. So what happened here when the money ran out? A drop. What happened when COVID cases spiked up and the election came? It dropped. Okay, well, what's happening now? The money printing just ran out. It's dropping. It's not a huge one yet. It would have to extend more to like probably here or here. Okay, it's going to go to like 41 or 4,200 if it continues. So, you know, again, I can't predict that this is going to happen this week. Okay, make sure that you don't want to get overconfident. I don't know that it's going to happen this week. For all I know, this will drop, bounce back up, then come down, right? I mean, I can't promise you it'll happen in September. There's October. We're right there. Summer's over in 2 days. It's already almost October 1st. So this might become oversold, take a bounce, not surpass that resistance, and then come down. Again, in October, I believe COVID cases are going to go way higher, not because I want them to, but because that's when they do. I mean, study the COVID charts, right? We've been looking at those over here. You could see that it's still rising. Like, you know, look at that. This is, if you can follow it, you know, since we met, it's gone up more, right? Every week, it's gone up more. So I don't like that. I'm just aware of it. And look at last year. I was watching this last year. I was analyzing this like a stock chart. That's a breakout signal. And then we didn't even have a vaccine, right? Now we have the vaccine, but you know, there's all kinds of opinions out there. We don't really know if it's going to stop the Delta variant fully yet. And right now, you know, 90% of the cases are the Delta variant, according to Dr. Fauci, and they're rising. So I can't promise you we're going to hit an all-time high. I can't predict the future, but I'm watching this stuff. The doctor that is in Canada for the government thinks we're going to hit an all-time high. So that, kind of confirms what I was thinking. Again, she can't guarantee you that's going to happen either, though. So we're just taking this all in. We see the weakness in the market. We see the charts. We know the seasonality. We know what happened last year when the money ran out and cases rose. Why not be aware of that? So right now, I hope you would agree, it's looking pretty good for the bears right now. Now, could this continue higher? What would maybe do that? More money printing, right? Increased optimism on the vaccine and the Delta variant situation. Something new that currently is not in place and would be massive would have to happen. Okay. They're proposing a $3.5 trillion infrastructure. Maybe that'll come through, right? But right now they're fighting over that. They're not doing it. They're just not doing it yet. And what happened last year when the money printing ran out? Okay, what happened then? Did they print money right away? Absolutely not. They fought and screamed at each other, and they just argued and delayed things. When did it come? Mid-March, right here. When did it run out? Right here. Look how long that is. What if that happens again? How do you know when they're going to print money again? You have no clue. I have no clue. All I know is that last time it took them months. It took them like 6 months. So do you think they're going to do it in the next month or two? I'd say probably not, especially if they're going to have to be dealing with rising COVID cases and markets dropping and all kinds of stuff. So again, I don't want to preach doom and gloom. I just hope I'm highlighting some reality. This is just something to have on your radar. Do not assume anything, but we're picking a likely time when it might happen. So where do I think it might fall to? I think it might fall to around somewhere in between and around these areas, roughly. Okay, it might fall down towards here rather easily. Now, is that really a big deal? I don't think so. So let's check it out. If I just do this, okay, I'm going to just draw an arrow to here, and I'll make it thicker so we can see it better. Okay, and now I'm just going to zoom out. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw 2 more arrows here. 1 and 2. Okay. Does that really look bad? I mean, like, hopefully now that I'm drawing it out for you, you can see that's not a big deal. Like if I grab this, okay, I can just pick this up and move it. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is we're going to do the same thing we've done a million times. Okay. Like maybe it'll be this one, right? Maybe it'll go a little lower than I'm saying. Maybe it'll go to this one over here. There's another area of support. Right where around here maybe. So maybe it goes to there, right? Like, I mean, it could do that. You can't time the exact spot, but at the end of the day, I think one of those two is going to happen right now. One of these 2 big arrows here is probably going to fall here. I don't know if it's going to go in a straight line, but I mean, everything's lining up right now. And, again, this is not like tooting my own horn or anything like that, but like, this is when I said to get in here at this time. Samuel, who joined tonight, he was in my course. He was in my coaching course. I told people back here that you're going to sell in August. I mean, I didn't wait till here. Back here, I told people you're going to probably want to sell in August. And, you get in early, you get out early. And if you're a long-term investor, you just hold and you buy after it drops, right? You don't have to time the market. Just be aware of it. So if you're watching this right now and you're a Warren Buffett person and you're going to hold everything, add if it drops. You can add to your position if you want to, right? You don't have to time the market. I am, right? But you don't have to. Like you can just use this to define buying opportunities. And I told people to sell back here, and they bought. They bought when it dropped. So I'm not making crazy picks. I'm not like some special person amongst the world, but not everyone is able to do this. There's probably millions of people that can time this stuff, but do you know any of them? Are you doing it? I've been able to time all of these. I'm not bragging in any way. Like, I mean, Alessio Rostani probably did it. A lot of people were probably along for the ride with me. And anyone who took my course or followed along, you've hopefully timed the major move in the market, not all the little ones. I can't help with the little ones necessarily. I can give you clues to help you. But in terms of the move from this X to this one, okay, you know, we publicly called that entry and we publicly called the exit in January, February. Again, if you took my January coaching course, I was screaming to get out of stocks. And then when was I screaming to get in? Here. And then when was I screaming to get out? Here. I got those. Okay, those are big moves, but it's not that easy to do that. I mean, you know, I don't want to oversimplify this. Like, you might look and say, well, okay, he just bought after the money printing. He's just, you know, selling in January. It might look easy. It's not that easy. I've gotten good at it after about 16 years of practice and a lot of guidance, but, you know, I'm good at that. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. I'm not great at day-to-day timing. No one is. But in terms of trading this stuff, macro view stuff, I think there's value there. And I'm hoping you guys are seeing that, because I want you guys to be able to kind of have clues in this direction yourself in the future, right? Maybe you'll see a post in my group and be like, yeah, I was already thinking that last week. And now Mike's saying this too, right? It's nice. Whenever Alessio Rastani posts something, it's very common that I've already thought of it, because you know, I've taken some training through him, and obviously some of the training I've taken lines up with some of the things he's done. And so it's kind of like a reconfirmation to make me feel comfortable. So hopefully that's where I want everyone else to get to here. So let's go back to the chart here. So what does this all mean for Bitcoin and cryptos, right? If you're not in cryptos, you know, just take it as food for thought, but this all applies to the market. I'm relating this to the market. This could relate to gold prices, stock prices, crypto prices. So what happened last year when the drops happened, right? Cryptos dropped, right? So what's going to happen if the market drops right now? Cryptos are for sure going to drop 100%. So let's go look at the Bitcoin chart, okay? So there we are. So I've been making posts about this in my group like crazy, okay? Like all week, like all month, I've been posting about this. And, you know, I got to tell you, it is tough to have conviction in your trade, okay? So I've had friends bothering me and making fun of me and sending me pictures of charts when Bitcoin goes up $500 or something like that. And, you know, sometimes I kind of wish I didn't tell anyone, basically, because now I have to deal with that, right? And it's all in good fun, okay? But I don't like that, because it kind of tests your conviction, right? And if you were to, let's say, have sold, I got out of my Bitcoin around like 47,000 or something like that. So, you know, when Bitcoin went to 48,500, my friends were all messaging me to point that out to me, okay? And when it went down to 46,000, none of them messaged me. So, you know, be careful. Don't let that, you're going to have people messing with your mind if you do that. So you don't have to share what you're doing. You can just do it. I'm sharing it for the benefit of other people, but it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy to watch Bitcoin go higher and lower than what you sold it at, or a stock go higher than lower than what you sold it at. You know, Randall's happy today because the stock went down. If it went up, he might feel like, oh, I missed out, right? So it's a rough ride, and it's going to swing. You'd be happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. You have to have conviction in your trade. You have to have confidence in your trade, and you have to have the right reasoning, because you can just make wild predictions and be wrong. I try not to make wild predictions too much. If I'm making a prediction, it's got a ton of backing to it, or I'm not really going to share it, okay? So let's go dive into the Bitcoin chart here. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Okay, let's get rid of all this stuff, okay? This is a 2-hour chart, and we're going to go to a daily chart. I'm just showing you the 2-hour chart just to show the fine movement here. Essentially, let's break this all down. Really, this is just a 3-piece movement, okay? That's all it is. And it's basically traveling in a range right now. So, you know, I can define it as roughly like that, right? And, you know, look where it's taken support here, right? In the same area where it did before. So what does that mean? So basically, is there a horrible sign on the chart that Bitcoin is about to implode and it's official? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But what I do see is, I see that it's close. Okay, so right before we started talking tonight, this little medium-sized red candle, it looked like that. Okay, this was like huge. Okay, it was a massive red candle. Okay, now go to my Invest Like Mike group, and about an hour ago, when the candle was huge, I said to people that I expect this to make some kind of a violent move, and it's not necessarily going to stay down here. I said, I think after 8 p.m., it's then going to start a new candle, which is right here, and it will pick a new or a violent move in one direction, okay? Now, this is actually the 2-hour chart. I probably said that about the daily chart, okay? So let's go here. Okay, so there's your daily chart. So this daily one, the red candle was down here, okay? I think this is going to make a huge move like tomorrow or tonight, okay? And here's why. So it's trapped in this range right now, and it's got to pick a direction. Does it have to do that today? Absolutely not. Why do I think it's going to do that today or tomorrow? Because the stock market got super bearish all of a sudden. I mean, the market's already been dropping for a week or two, and now it's going to sell off again, apparently. Like, look over here. It's right across the board, right? The 10-year is dropping. Everyone that goes to CNBC and wakes up tomorrow, Kramer is going to be bearish. Everyone's going to be bearish. You know, like you watch tomorrow, watch CNBC tomorrow. You watch how bearish they're going to be. They're going to be super, super bearish, in my opinion. And that'll add to this, right? So let's go back to the Bitcoin chart. So what could happen here, okay? A couple things. Maybe something else gets said tomorrow. Maybe the Federal Reserve speaks or someone else speaks, and all of a sudden, you know, we go back towards the top of this range, right? That's possible. That's totally possible. Maybe Joe Biden says we're close to the infrastructure package. Boom, right? Maybe the market and Bitcoin start jumping because of the infrastructure package. That could totally happen, right? But that's a long shot, right? Do we have any of those things right now? Should we expect that to happen right now? Absolutely not. Could it though? For sure. Anything could happen. So what we do know is stimulus has run out and people are bearish the market right now. Here's a drop. Here's a dead cat bounce, potentially a dead cat bounce. And look that up if you want to see what that is. Something that drops sharply is going to bounce and drop again, potentially. So what's going to confirm that? As soon as we go here, it's game over if that happens. In my opinion, that confirms that we're going to do this, okay, in some manner. So does that mean we're going to make a new low? Maybe not. Maybe we'll go to here, okay? But it's at least going to go to here, in my opinion, as soon as we go there. As soon as that happens, I'm almost 100% sure it's going to go there. Now, could that change if Joe Biden talks about stimulus? I guess, but that's a long shot. So right now, which one of these is going to happen? Nobody knows. What's the most likely? For sure this. No question, that's more likely. Why? Because they're literally telling us that's what's going to happen. And I've already laid down the whole game plan for weeks as to why we should expect this. Fear versus greed. This is going to drop. This will drop below 30. Okay. If the market drops, this is just going to drop. This is just going to give up and go towards this direction, because at the end of the day, look how much profits are on the table, right? At some point, someone's going to take a little bit off the table. I'm not saying it's going to drop that much, but at some point, algorithms trigger in and people sell a little more and you get a little bit of an extra drop. So let's see. Obviously, I'm super biased and I'm totally think this is going to happen, but let's track it, right? I mean, why am I confident? Look at this candle right now, okay? This is a daily SPX candle. It's below all of these closing markers, okay? It's below all of these candle tips. This is really bad. That's Friday. That's Friday. That's not even accounting for today. So on Friday, I already told people, I said, this is bad. This is a short signal to me, okay? I think we're going to prove that tomorrow. This is going to prove why charts matter. So when we're watching this, hopefully you're realizing why this is important, because we've had a bunch of dips that kind of looked like this, but what's the difference here, right? Let's look at the difference here. This one dropped, it immediately shot up. This one dropped, it immediately shot up, Look at the one that didn't. It produced a holding pattern. Which side did it break to? The upside. That might not happen this time. It's already breaking below. It's already done it. So, in my opinion, if you believed in this signal, why wouldn't you believe in this one? I didn't draw a very good line there, but this is below. That's Friday. Okay, that finished below there. So, if you're going to trust the way these charts work, we have two signals I just drew on the chart, okay? Here's number one, okay? That's a buy signal. This is number two, that's a sell signal, okay? I have faith in this, okay? This is official. That's a short signal. The news is telling us it's gonna go lower. So, you know, take what you want from that, but I believe that we're gonna go at least to here and potentially much lower, because again, that's not a big deal. I know that looks scary. That is nothing. That is nothing. And we showed you that by zooming out. So what might happen to Bitcoin or Ethereum? I'll go over Ethereum. What might happen? Where might it fall to? Okay, now I want to tell you something too. So, you know, everyone's been pointing out that this is a cup and handle pattern, right? And here's the handle and it's about to go higher. It doesn't necessarily always work that way, so to speak. And, you know, I'll show you an example right here. Here's a rally, right? And maybe this is a little handle it's forming right here. It still dropped lower and then went higher. So it was still a cup and handle, right? And if I zoom out, okay, so the cup started like in 2017, okay, way back off the chart, right? And here's the cup, and then here's a handle. Well, it did this, right? And you might have said to yourself, oh, this is going to go to the moon. It dropped first, and then it went to the moon. So that's all I'm saying is that can happen, right? So, you know, to say that it's not me being negative. It's just, you know, you never know, right? This often drops in three pieces, 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe, right? Maybe. We don't know yet, okay? So where might it drop to if it drops, okay? Does it have to make a new low? Not necessarily, right? It can just drop to here, right? And some of you might be saying, holy crap, that's 28,000, right? Like only to here. But, you know, I mean, it could do that if it gets really bad, okay? It could do that if it gets really bad. Short term, though, it should go to here, okay? So don't get all scared. I'm not making a prediction of 28,000, okay? I might, if things get worse, I might, but I'm not making that prediction at all right now. This is the common area of support right here. Look, right? You see all these times. So if it starts falling, it's going to go under 44,000 right away. Okay. If it starts going, it's going to go under 44,000. Okay. So what will that mean? Okay. If that happens, it will have formed a head and shoulders pattern. Okay. That's what I'm predicting to happen. Okay. I think we are already forming it. Like I didn't show you guys this last week or anything like that. I am not going to show everything all at once, but I've been tracking that. That's a head and shoulders pattern, okay? And you could see that the right shoulder only formed in the past week. So that's why I'm applying patience and I'm waiting before getting ahead of myself. So we now have a potential head and shoulders pattern. What would make it official? If we move a little lower tomorrow, that'll be, to me, officially a right shoulder, okay? Now, if we go below here, we want to see it go below that area right there. Okay, so I'll draw it out. Go right here. Approximately in and around that area. If we go below there, okay, at that point, maybe, you know, maybe it'll overshoot and we'll get a bounce up or something like that initially. But if that happens, if it goes here, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I think that, you see over here, you see this drop back here, folks? Let me show you something. Okay, so over here, see how I had a certain uptrend kind of in place and it dropped below, right? It overshot and it swung back up. And then the rest of that's what I'm talking about, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So maybe this drops below, swings back up, and it's still not done yet. Maybe we go to here, 37,000. So somewhere between 37 and 44,000. I know that's a big range, but you know, that's as good as we can do here, right? Again, I sold mine up here. If this happens, I sold like up here. So I'm okay with getting it somewhere in that range if that happens. And again, it's not official yet. It's not official yet, but I'm showing you the clues in the right direction, right? You might not have seen that. There's a head and shoulders pattern here, okay? If it does that, it's going to move approximately the height of this pattern to the downside. So no guarantees, but that's probably what's going to happen. So what's the height of that move? That is $9,200. So where's $9,200? Right there, 34,000, right? That's exactly, you know, in and around that range. Okay, so if things get bad, Bitcoin can drop that much. Now, am I guaranteeing you that? Absolutely not. But let me suggest something. Okay, is that really that bad? Because let me show you something. Okay, so look how much we just went up. Okay, that's huge. That's massive. Okay, we went from 28,000 to, where did we go here? Like 52,000. That's huge. Okay, this thing went up like 80%. Okay, would it be so bad if this happened? I say no. What if this is wave 2 of an Elliott wave and wave 3 goes bananas in the next 6 months? That's the way I look at it. Often people will say, oh, I'm done with stocks, or I'm done with Bitcoin. It's dropping now. I think that's lack of training and lack of vision and lack of understanding how this stuff actually works. I have a friend of mine. Well, he's not going to watch this. He bought Bitcoin at $200. Okay, I'm going to draw that. Okay, it doesn't even matter. He bought it here. Okay, this is where my friend bought Bitcoin. Okay, so he was part of this, but he thought it was going to go to $1 million. He thought it was going to do that. Okay, it did not do that. Okay, so I told him, I said, listen, I know you feel this is charts don't matter and the Bitcoin's super special. I said, don't get wrapped up in the hype. Okay, gold people do this. They love gold forever. Peter Schiff does this all the time. It's not always going to go up. And if it goes up a lot, it's probably going to go down a lot at some point. So what I told them was, I said, hey, I just took profits here. I said, you got to take some profits at some point. It went up like 30 or 40% higher after I sold it, but I was not part of the big drop. Okay. He held his $200 purchase, went to almost $20,000, and then he saw it crash. Okay, he lost a huge chunk of his profits. So he still sold at a huge profit, right? Still sold at a huge profit, but it's as if he sold way down here, and he missed out on the whole rest of the move up because he just held the whole time. Well, he's not even part of this rally. He's not even playing it anymore. He gave up, and it's not a judgment on him. He made a killing. But he scared himself away by just, I'm not blaming him. He's just not aware of what I'm aware of. So I played both of these. What's the difference? Knowledge and understanding and experience. That's all it is. And so, let's look at this here. If this does drop, what I think is this, okay? So you see here how it went up a lot, and then it did that drop I just showed you like this, okay? That might happen again, okay? What happened after that? It went up massively, okay? Why did it go up massively? They printed money, okay? What do you think is going to happen if the market and Bitcoin drops a lot and COVID cases go higher and all of a sudden the economy gets weaker? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, they're going to print money. Okay, can I tell you when? Absolutely not. Okay, but will they do it? 100%. They're already trying to print it right now. Okay, so this is only going to expedite the process in some way. So what will happen probably if that happens? So I'm going to pull this up. Okay, I'm going to go like this, and we're going to go into the future now. Okay, so what might happen? There's no guarantees of anything, but what might happen? Okay, well, what might happen is a repeat of something like this. Okay, where we're going to get some type of a 5-piece movement to the upside. So this would be 1. Okay, this would be 2, and potentially wave 3, which will be the biggest, would break the all-time high. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, I think this is almost a certainty. Now, do not buy it because I'm saying that. That's what I think. Okay, why do I think that's a certainty? What are the chances that they don't print money if this happens? I think 0. I think it's a 0%. That's my personal opinion. Okay, you don't believe that just because I'm saying it, but I think there's an absolutely 0% chance they don't print trillions of dollars if markets drop a lot and COVID cases go higher. So what would happen if this happens? They're going to print massive money in the next 6 months, probably. I don't know when exactly, but at some point in the next 6 months, they're going to print cash if this happens. If that happens, we're going to make a new all-time high, I think. Okay, like maybe we don't, maybe regulations come in, maybe Elon Musk hates cryptos. I can't predict that. But if no new horrible news happens and all they do is print money, it's going to make a new all-time high. Okay. Again, don't hold me to that. I'm not promising you that. But if you see trillions of dollars be printed after a drop, new all-time high, in my opinion. Okay. So let's go to the Ethereum chart. Okay. And by the way, I want to point something else out. It can even go higher than that. Like that might mean wave 3 goes here, then it drops a bunch again, and it still goes higher. Who knows, right? Who knows what's going to happen here? I'm going to track that the whole way, just like I've been tracking this one. Okay. So let's go over to the Ethereum chart. Okay. All right. So I'm going to type in Ethereum. Now, as we're talking, Ethereum is dropping. Okay. I have 4 monitors here in my living room. So I've been watching Ethereum the whole time we've been doing this. So I have Ethereum on a 2-hour time frame on my other screen, and look what's happening. Okay. Look what's happening. So let me zoom out here. Okay. Let's get the full picture here. So we have Renee who just jumped in here. He did some coaching with me. This is a head and shoulders pattern. Okay. So, you know, what did we just do? Well, I already posted this over here. That's a short signal. Okay. I posted that publicly, probably to my premium group. I have a coaching group that Renee and other people are in. If you took my coaching course, I don't remember if I posted that just to the coaching group or my regular group. But that's a short signal. Now, what happened after that, right? It's tough. You got to have conviction in this stuff. Look what it plays with your emotions. And even right now, as I just said that, look what happened, right? It was below my red line. It shrunk back up. Now it's above support again, right? So bring this over here. This is teetering, right? It was below. Now it's at it. In a few seconds, it'll be below it or above it. It's going to fluctuate. At some point, this is going to shoot or it's going to shoot up. It's going to go one way or the other, okay? I think there it goes, right? Like this, I think this is going to go way lower. I think it's going to go below this, probably while we're still doing this session. And I'm super bearish on this right now. Like, not because I want it to go down, but because the chart and CNBC and common sense is screaming at us that this wants to go lower, okay? So you have a head and shoulders pattern, confirmation, short signal. This is a confirmation of my short signal. If it closes here, now we have an hour and 36 minutes left, folks. So, you know, this can swing around for an hour and a half before it picks a real direction. Okay. We have an hour and a half left on that one. Okay. But watch this closely. Everything on this chart. Okay. Like, look, we got all-time highs that were reached that we dropped from. We failed to make those all-time highs. We have money printing running out. We have COVID cases rising. We have CNBC and the fear and greed index. Everyone's scared. Okay. The chart produced a head and shoulders pattern. We confirmed a breakdown below the head and shoulders pattern. That's a lot of good stuff in terms of if you're bearish the market, that's confirming your position. What can you name off that's good right now? I got nothing. So I don't know. I can't guarantee anything, but that's why I'm looking at it that way. So let's go back to the daily chart now, because that's just a 2-hour chart. What do we need to see happen on the daily chart? Is Ethereum about to crash? No, it's not. I'm not saying it's going to crash. I'm not saying it's going to do this. Okay. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that right now, if the market keeps dropping, so will Ethereum. It's as simple as that. Okay. Now, can that change? Sure. Elon Musk can say he bought $1 billion of Ethereum tomorrow. But with today's news, I'm expecting this to drop with the market. That's what I'm expecting. So if Ethereum starts dropping, it's going to drop at least to here, minimum. Here, just under 3,000. here. It can easily, I've been saying this for the past week or so, it can go from 2,900 to like 3,200 range very easily. Well, it's already falling towards 3,200-ish right now. And I think that it can easily fall in this zone, okay? That zone, and I've been saying all week, the low 3,000s, okay? That's a guarantee that if the market keeps dropping, that will happen, okay? Unless Elon Musk starts loving Ethereum or something weird happens like that. So this, it will be almost a guarantee if the market starts dropping. Beyond that, what would be the telltale sign that, oh my goodness, this is not good, okay? If it goes below that, okay? If we go below this, there will be a reason. There will definitely be a really big reason. And what will probably happen is this will probably drop and rebound first in some manner, and then something really big will happen and pull it down again. That's probably the way it would happen. Now, why do I say that? Okay. I'll remind you again, what happened last year, right? September 1st peak, I recommend taking profits over here. It dropped, came up, and then didn't make a new low, right? It didn't actually, it actually resisted going below that. So that might happen, right? That might happen, but it also might do this, right? So that's why I'm saying what I just said, because it just happened last year, and I've seen a lot of charts. I've seen a lot of charts that could happen. It happened right here. 1, 2, boom. Okay, that could happen, right? So what are the two most common ways it might go? A V shape and a W shape. That might happen, right? That might happen. So that's why I'm saying that. So what do you see here? A bunch of V's, a bunch of V's. I don't think we're getting a V. I think we're getting a W soon. So we'll see, but that's my prediction. So let's go back to Ethereum, okay? So what happens if it falls below this level? What if COVID gets terrible, they don't print any money, things are horrible, boom, we're falling now. What happens? Where does it go, okay? So first of all, I'll point out that my 2-hour chart already came to fruition. I'm gonna erase that. So 2-hour chart, a couple minutes ago, I predicted that it's probably gonna go below that during our conversation. There it goes, okay? It's already below right there. Now it's shrunk back up. You see what it's doing, right? There's an hour and a half of drama coming, okay? This thing is gonna just toy with you right now. It's gonna do that, okay? This is not looking good, okay? It's not looking good right now. Let's go back to the daily chart though. Okay, so where might it go if it continues dropping? So there's something I like doing called a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so let's pump that in here. Okay, if things get bad, this can fall to 2,600. Okay, feel free to look that up, and why I'm saying that, it would take me, that's part of my coaching course. I go through that in great detail. Feel free to look it up. And I believe it would fall, well, definitely in this range anyways. I can't promise you 2,600, but probably 26 to 2,900, which if you think about it, that's not that bold of a prediction, right? I just told you it's going to go to the low 3,000s if the market drops. Well, what if COVID gets super bad? Boom. That's probably what'll happen. So, you know, if that happens, you know, you don't go sell your Bitcoin in a panic because of me. That's not what I'm suggesting here. But maybe if that happens, you can buy some more. It's up to you. You don't have to buy any. But, you know, for someone who likes Ethereum or who likes Bitcoin, I guarantee you Alessio Rastani and Mike Novogratz and Kathy Wood, they're going to buy the heck out of that if that happens. Okay. I will be. I'll be posting it publicly if that happens. I will post exactly when I buy if that happens. So again, this might not happen. I'm not guaranteeing you that, but we have a million clues that tell us it's probably going to happen. So what I'm seeing here is kind of a head and shoulders pattern. I'll show it again. And if this happens, it will be completed and you will get an extension to the downside. So let's watch that. Again, I want to point out, I'm just seeing that as bullish. Okay. Now, why is it bullish if it drops? Because it's a staircase on the way up. And, you know, if you allow that to scare you off, you shouldn't be in this. Okay. I don't want to sound mean or anything, but that's part of it. Okay. If you have a dog, it's going to pee on your floor sometimes. Okay. This is going to happen at some point. If it doesn't happen now, it'll happen later. Okay. It will happen. I guarantee you Bitcoin is not going to go straight up forever. There's going to be stuff like this. Okay. Or this, or this. Like, it's not only up. So expect the down moves, okay? Plan for them, count on them. It doesn't mean it's going to happen right now, but look at the percentage we just went up here, okay? Use your basic tools, use your ruler. We just went up 100, what does that say? 134%. That's crazy, okay? We just went up 134%. Who cares if we dip right now? Really, at the end of the day, I mean, if you bought right here, you might really, really care. But, you know, unless you just bought recently, that's not meaningful. That's not that meaningful to me, okay? Why? Because I'm long-term, okay? I'm long-term. And to me, this is Bitcoin. It goes up. That's what Bitcoin does. It goes up. This is Ethereum. It goes up. Did it go down here? Did it go down there and there and there? For sure. But I really don't care because I held mine. Okay. I held it. So it did this and this and this and this, and I held it. Now, did I sell recently? I did. Am I recommending that? No. You can just add to your position. But all I'm trying to point out is that just because I'm saying it's going to drop now doesn't mean you should hate it later. Because if they do this, it's going to go higher, in my opinion. So it's done that every single time so far, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't do that right now. So feel free to type in questions, by the way. I've just been going on and on here. If you have a question on any of that specifically, type it in there. You know, again, I want to remind everyone, I'm going to post this for free to the group, give people a taste of what the sessions are like here. I think this is an important session. I've kind of summarized, you know, you guys started with me in May for the weekly training session. You folks started with me in May. And from May until now, I've taken you on a journey. If you took my coaching courses or Renee did one-on-one coaching with me, if you took coaching with me from January until now has been an experience. And, you know, some of the major predictions I talked about came true of the timing of the market, the general long-term timing of the market. And I've taken you from May until now, and I hope, maybe I'll be wrong still, right? I hope that I'm taking you in the right direction, and I do hope that the market drops. Not because I'm mean or want people to lose money. It can't go up until it drops. Like, I mean, it doesn't just go up. I want it to drop so that we can make money and everyone can make money if it goes higher in the future. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. So what I mentioned before was this, you know, no pressure. If you don't want to refer this to anyone, don't. But if you feel there's value, if the market starts dropping and you benefit from that, like the way people did in my April and January coaching course, they're very happy. They caught this whole run. They're probably, Victoria's in here. She's like half or more cash because hopefully I influenced that. And she also learned and told herself to do that too. I want more people to experience that, right? So if you refer people here, I'll give you $100 gift card every time you refer someone. You can make your whole year free if you get 12 people in here. If we hit 50 or more people, I'm going to provide more content. So it won't just be Sunday. I'll post some live clips to the weekly training session group just for you guys. Okay. So if we like, I'll charge the exact same amount. I won't charge more. I'm just going to provide more of my time. If we get to like 100 people, I'll do something almost every day if I can. I mean, I'll provide whatever people want. I'll do that. Okay. So hopefully if you're up for it and you feel there's value, refer them. You get $100, Amazon gift card, Walmart gift card, whatever you want. And if we get over 50 people in here, I'm going to provide way more time. Okay. So let's try and do that. If we get over 50 people, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a brand new iPad and I'm going to give away an iPad. I might do some other stuff too. So I just want to encourage people to get in here. Obviously, I do want to earn money from it by providing you with these weekly items. But, you know, for $100 a week, I'm pretty sure Victoria and other people have benefited thousands of dollars in profits and saved losses. So if you feel there's value there, recommend it. I'm going to add hours, do giveaways, do all kinds of stuff, and just improve it and provide kind of more content for everyone. So if anyone does have a quick question, I don't mind hanging out for 5 or 10 minutes. If you have any extra questions or even a chart you want me to look up, I might go over Randall's chart, Peabody Energy. And if in the meantime you have another question, I'm just going to share the screen quickly. Okay. So I'm going to show this one. I'm going to do a podcast with Randall this week. So watch out for the podcast I'm going to do with Randall. And he's probably going to ask me to go over this in his podcast episode. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. That is awesome. Okay. So this one here, what I told Randall was that in my opinion, I believe I started it here. I felt that we were in wave 5 of an Elliott wave, and I told him to sell. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's hilarious. I told Randall to sell right here at the exact peak. Well, maybe this will go up. I don't know. But I told him to sell right here. So he probably sold right here when it opened, I hope, and then watched it just get destroyed. That's huge. So I'm gonna zoom in here, okay? Maybe you couldn't see that. So look at this right here, okay? So I had him sell up here somewhere. I told him to sell, okay? And then he probably woke up and sold it somewhere around here. Look how much it dropped from the peak already. It's already down 26%. So he saved himself a drop of 26% because of charts and understanding those charts and understanding that the market might drop soon, high likelihood, right? Again, maybe this turns around and I'm wrong. Maybe he loses out here. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I'll show you why. Look at this, okay? Victoria, if you're still here, why do you think I'm looking at this right here? You see these red bars at the bottom, folks? Victoria, if you're still in here, why is that bad? Why is it bad that these red bars are getting taller right now during the drop? If you're still here. Let me just double check here. I think she's still here. If you don't mind, Vicky, why do you think that these rising red bars are bad during a drop? We'll see if she chimes in there. Okay, so when we're looking at this, I want this. Oh, there you go. Okay, because there's a cell. Because there's a. Sorry, can you just retype that, Vicky? Just want to make sure I know what you're saying there. There you go. High volume on sell-off. So the volume is getting bigger and bigger too, Victoria. So this is getting higher and higher volume. The more it drops, the more people are selling. Okay. So that is extremely bearish, extremely bearish. Now, why is that happening? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. I'm going to do this. Okay. This stock from Christmas time until right now has gone up over 2,000%. Okay. It's gone from 83 cents to $20. Okay. Don't you think this might have some pullbacks along the way, right? I mean, let's forget that one. Look how much it went up without any big drops, just from here to here. Okay. Just recently in July onwards. Okay. In July onwards, it's up 150%. It's due for a drop, okay? So why are people selling? Not because they know what an Elliott wave is, not maybe someone, but why are the majority of these people selling? Because this thing went up 150% or 2,000%, and now a bunch of people are selling off, the market is selling off, and they want to take some profits. So did I know that was going to happen the day I told Randall that? Absolutely not. But all I was saying to him was, look what happened after this rally. Look what happened after that rally. Look at this one. Look at this one. Now look how huge this one is. Okay. That was completely overvalued, and it could have kept going up, but it didn't. Okay. Another example of that, mRNA. Okay. So when my friend, my childhood friend, my friend from a long time ago, I told him to get in. I told everyone to get in over here, but I told him to get in, I don't know, somewhere over here. And I said, just forget about it and hold it. And he was going to be happy with $250, which is here, okay, in and around here. Well, he does not watch his stock portfolio very often. He's a busy guy. So he wasn't watching it. And I messaged him here. Okay. And I said to him, I go, it's over $300 now. I said, are you still in it? And he said, oh my goodness. He said, I didn't even know it was over $300. So he didn't even know that he almost just doubled his money. Okay. And I said to him, listen, I go, it probably will go higher. I said, like, I'm almost sure it'll go higher. I said, but I go, if you're happy with your profits, there's nothing wrong with taking some profits now. I said, you could sell it all. You could sell a half. I said that I recommend somewhere in between there. He sold it all. He's extremely conservative, and he planned to sell at 250 anyways. He got out over 300. So he made like 75% in like 2 months or 3 months or whatever it was that he caught that ride up. Now, I told him, I said, I wouldn't do that. I said, I'd hold 25% or something. And he missed that. Okay. He could have sold the rest of it at a higher price, but that doesn't matter. Right. And then I told him, I said, at some point, I said, look at this thing. I said, that's just stupid. I said, I get it. Everyone's getting their vaccine. I get it. Okay. But don't you think there's going to be a dip? Like, do you really think that people are going to hold all of their money? They're not going to go buy a Corvette or a house or a Porsche or something, or whatever it is they're going to do with their money. It's going to happen. And there it is. Okay. That's a huge dip. Now, what I said was, if you were following my posts in the group, I mean, you could see the technical analysis here on the screen. Okay. I called the breakout here. And I think, if the market drops right now, forget my breakout. That's the way this stuff works, unfortunately. Right. So I did call a breakout here, but if the market starts failing, I'm probably selling this tomorrow. I'm going to probably just sell this tomorrow because the market's not going to do well. And this is going to be close to where I bought it at. I'll probably just get out. And then if the market keeps dropping, if we do like a 3-piece drop here, I am going to buy so much of this. Okay. Let me show you why. Okay. Now, if you don't believe in vaccine stocks or whatever, that's fine too. Okay. But this is just something I'm showing you. Maybe you don't believe in Bitcoin as an investment. That's fine. But take it as food for thought. Okay. So where are we going here? Okay. Right there. So why did I buy Moderna in the first place? I bought Moderna because they started working on a booster shot before anyone else. Okay. So back when I was watching CNBC, like, I don't know, 10 months ago or 8 months ago, I was watching it and I have like 4 screens here. I have a big screen running with CNBC all day. And I heard them say live, they just got news that they're going to do this. They're going to start working on a booster, and no one else had announced it yet. Now, what happened was Pfizer still caught up to them, but as of this weekend, they recommended not giving it to people. The Pfizer shot, the Pfizer booster shot was not recommended, I believe, to people between 16 and I want to say 50 or 60. Basically, elderly people can go get the booster shot. So what that means is that the CDC and the FDA are saying, don't get the Pfizer shot to most people, okay? And what they're saying I'm going to share the screen again. They're saying that Moderna has support for the booster shot and that their vaccine is actually more effective. It's a higher dose than the Pfizer vaccine. And as far as I've understood it, if you read through the articles, again, I have a background in I used to work in the vaccine department. I have a degree in health sciences. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just interpreting the research. So from what I've read, this is a more effective vaccine. The dropping of efficacy in the vaccines is not as great in Moderna. It lasts longer, so we're told, okay? And their booster shots are considered to be supported, okay? So right now, if the market drops and people become more afraid of COVID, this is the shot the only one that is being recommended. So I think this would go up a lot. That's my philosophy on it. And, I'll tell you this, look how much it went up when they were administering the initial ones, the majority of them, okay? It went up 313% when they were administering 2 doses per person, okay? So if everyone gets 1 more dose, if all of these people who got these shots get 1 more dose, could this not go up another 100 or 150%? I think it could. I really do think it could. And if I zoom out a little bit here, let me try and see this here. Trying to see if we have an Elliott wave. I'm going to go on a weekly chart. Okay, so we might have an Elliott wave. We'll see. Okay, so one, let me try and get this right here. Two, I think we have an extended wave 3, and then we might get a 4 and a 5 later. Okay, I know it looks weird, but here's the thing. Okay, an Elliott wave pattern is supposed to look like that. Okay, but you can get extended wave 3s because look how many vaccines they sold. This has never happened in history. So you have an extended wave 3. That's what I think. I think this is still coming. I think this is going to go to like $600-700, but let's wait for it, right? Don't count on that yet. I want to point something else out too. Victoria, if you're still in here, you know, what does that mean, right? What does that mean when the volume bars are doing this? That's the exact opposite of what I showed you on the other chart, right? So in terms of what I mean by that is this is declining volume, okay? And so let's see here. So when this happens, you have a rally and less and less people are buying it. Less and less and less and less people are buying it, okay? I think you haven't even seen the profit taking yet. I think it's highly likely to come under $400. If the market starts dropping, this is going to heavily drop. And I mean, I hate to say this, but if things get bad, it can drop so much. Okay, so I don't want to scare anyone. Don't go sell all your mRNA because of me. But look how much it went up. Okay, so if everyone gets all confused and something weird happens, you know, let's do its Fibonacci retracement. Okay, let's go to here. Okay, you know, easily can fall to here, very easily. And if it does that, that'll be so bullish. Okay, that sounds counterintuitive, but if it does this, that'll be so bullish in a way to me. But that's nothing. That is nothing. If it gets messy, it's going to go between here and here, I think. If it gets messy, okay? If in the meantime, though, they start getting all kinds of special approvals and all kinds of stuff happen, you know, I'm not guaranteeing you this is going to happen, but if it gets messy, that can happen, okay? It can drop that much. Now, that's not a big deal, folks. Again, I want to always be the, you know, I don't want to be scaring everyone or anything. Like if this goes up this much and drops to here, that's not bad. Like I got in this at 130, like around here. Look how much it went up. Okay. Went to $500. It's not that big of a deal if it drops to here. Again, I'm not promising you it will, but if it does that, can you imagine how high it's going to go if they're the only ones giving booster shots? It's going to go bananas because it will be oversold and will be the only one giving out booster shots. If that happens, you're going to have a heck of a buying opportunity right there. Okay. If that happens, okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one, right? But I want to make sure that I'm explaining why. And right now, you know, I'm not loving the looks of that. Okay. So watch this one really carefully. This is the Ethereum chart again. You can see again now it's still flirting with this area. It's probably going to keep dropping. Let's watch and see what happens with that one. Okay. And we'll end it there, folks. Okay. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. I'll post this to the group. And I'm going to be posting this to my regular Invest Like Mike group as well for this week. Okay. So thanks for joining on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You got a lot out of it. And Sam, thanks for joining. Welcome aboard. And we're going to keep going with this. Like I said, if you get more people in here, I'm going to give you more of my time. Okay. Have a good night. Have a good week. And watch my posts this week because this could get interesting. Take care, guys.